Most seniors believe that eating more protein helps keep their muscles strong. But what if I told you that some of the very foods you trust most could be silently tearing your strength apart? After age 75, your body changes. The wrong protein sources can accelerate muscle loss, restrict circulation, and fuel hidden inflammation. In this video, we're exposing 5 common muscle killers disguised as healthy choices, and how you can protect your strength starting today. Have you ever made yourself a quick sandwich thinking it was good for your body? A few slices of turkey, maybe some ham or roast beef tucked neatly between 2 slices of bread. Easy, familiar, comforting, and above all, packed with protein. Or so you thought. But here's the truth. Hidden inside those convenient slices is a quiet enemy, one that doesn't show its hand right away but slowly weakens you over time. You see, processed deli meats, even those labeled lean or heart-healthy, often carry something your muscles cannot afford after 75, a heavy load of preservatives, sodium nitrates, and chemical additives. According to researchers at Harvard Medical School, these ingredients trigger low-grade chronic inflammation throughout the body. And while it's invisible at first, inflammation acts like rust, silently corroding your muscles from within. Even more concerning, the type of protein found in processed meats isn't the kind your body truly needs. It's incomplete, often stripped of essential amino acids during processing. Instead of feeding your muscles and helping you stay strong, these foods place an extra burden on your aging system. They make it harder for your body to recover after each step, every movement, and even simple efforts. A study in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who regularly ate processed meats experienced a 22% faster decline in grip strength and walking speed compared to those who rarely ate them. That's not a slow fade. It's an invisible landslide happening inside your own body. You may not feel it right away. Maybe you need a little more effort to rise from a chair. Maybe there's a hesitation before climbing stairs. You brush it off, telling yourself it's just part of getting older. But each slice, each bite chips away at your strength. One day you find yourself wondering when everything got so difficult. The most heartbreaking part. Most people never realize it. They believe they're making smart choices, eating protein, staying active. But behind the scenes, the very foods they trusted are quietly sabotaging their freedom. Now here's the good news: knowledge is power. If you stay with me, you'll not only learn which foods to avoid, but also what to eat instead to reclaim your strength and keep your muscles alive and vibrant. Because the next so-called healthy protein, it's even sneakier. And it's likely sitting in your kitchen right now. Let's talk about another protein imposter that could be working against you: egg substitutes and low-fat dairy products. For decades, we were told fat was the villain, that the best way to protect our hearts and stay healthy was to remove fat from everything we ate. But after 75, your body needs the full spectrum of nutrients, including healthy fats, to support muscle health, joint flexibility, and hormone balance. And the truth about these low-fat products might surprise you. Out went the whole eggs, out went the full-fat yogurt. In came egg whites from a carton, low-fat milk, and flavorless, watery cheese slices wrapped in plastic. But here's what almost no one told you: when fat is removed from these foods, something important disappears along with it. The natural structure of the protein changes. The body doesn't recognize it the same way anymore. Digestion slows, absorption weakens, and instead of strengthening your muscles, these fat-free and low-fat products can leave your body undernourished, tired, and vulnerable. According to a groundbreaking study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, seniors who consumed higher amounts of low-fat dairy actually showed greater muscle wasting than those who ate moderate amounts of full-fat dairy. The researchers believe it's because the natural fats in foods like eggs and dairy help shuttle vital amino acids into muscle tissue more effectively. Without that fat, the delivery system breaks down. But the damage doesn't stop there. Many egg substitutes and low-fat dairy items are packed with additives like stabilizers, artificial thickeners, and even hidden sugars to replace the missing taste. These ingredients can promote inflammation, spike blood sugar, and further accelerate muscle loss, all while you believe you're making the healthy choice. Imagine reaching for that low-fat yogurt every morning believing you're doing something right only to realize it's quietly undercutting your strength year after year. It's a betrayal hidden in plain sight. It's not your fault. You were following the advice given to you, advice that at the time even doctors believed was best, but now we know better. Science has evolved. And so can your choices. In just a moment, we'll talk about what real nourishing protein looks like, protein that actually feeds your strength instead of draining it. But before we do, there's an even more surprising culprit. We need to uncover one that wears the disguise of health better than almost any other. And chances are it's been sitting in your freezer for months. Stay with me. Now let's turn to a protein source that sounds innocent: protein bars and ready-to-drink shakes. At first glance, they seem perfect, high-protein, convenient, no cooking required. For busy days or those moments when appetite is low, grabbing a bar or a shake feels like an easy win. But the truth hiding behind those shiny labels is far less comforting. Most protein bars and shakes are ultra-processed products filled with artificial sweeteners, gums, emulsifiers, and chemical preservatives. Their long shelf life comes at a steep cost: your body's ability to properly absorb and use the so-called protein they contain. Recent findings in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle reveal that older adults who consume highly processed protein products experience significantly less muscle protein synthesis compared to those eating natural whole food sources. Simply put, even if the label says 20 grams of protein, your muscles may only absorb a fraction of it. The rest goes to waste, or worse, triggers inflammation that quietly chips away at strength. And it doesn't end there. The sugars and artificial sweeteners packed into these bars and shakes can also wreak havoc on blood sugar levels. Rapid spikes and crashes sap energy, making physical movement feel harder, draining your motivation to stay active, and accelerating muscle decline over time. It's a slow betrayal hidden behind marketing words like fuel, performance, and nutrition. Imagine trusting these products to rebuild your body only to discover they're quietly weakening it day by day. And here's the most frustrating part. Many seniors turn to these bars and shakes when appetite naturally declines with age. Thinking they're doing something good, they unknowingly trap themselves in a cycle of poor muscle recovery and increasing frailty. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. The good news is real strength doesn't come from a box or a bottle. And soon, we'll talk about simple, powerful food choices that genuinely nourish your muscles. No artificial shortcuts required. But first, there's another hidden danger we need to expose. A protein source that feels even safer, even more familiar, and yet carries risks that few people ever talk about. Stay tuned. Now let's talk about a protein source so familiar, so comforting that almost no one questions it. Rotisserie chicken. That golden, glistening bird from the grocery store ready to eat, smelling like home-cooked goodness. It feels wholesome, practical, even healthy. After all, it's chicken. And chicken is supposed to be one of the cleanest, leanest proteins you can choose. But what many people don't realize is that rotisserie chicken is often injected with flavor enhancers, sodium solutions, and preservatives to maintain shelf life and taste. But here's the part you aren't told. Most grocery store rotisserie chickens are injected with a solution, a hidden chemical brine containing sodium preservatives, sugar, and even phosphates to keep the meat moist and flavorful for hours. And that invisible bath can wreak havoc on your muscles and your health after 75. Researchers at the American Journal of Kidney Diseases have shown that high levels of added phosphates in processed poultry products can accelerate muscle deterioration and weaken bone density over time. Phosphates create imbalances in your blood chemistry, leading to increased inflammation, greater risk of fractures, and faster functional decline. What makes it worse is the sodium. Rotisserie chickens are often packed with over twice the recommended daily amount of salt in just a few servings. And excess sodium doesn't just affect your blood pressure. It dehydrates muscle tissue, making it harder for muscles to contract and repair. Over time, this dryness at the cellular level leaves muscles brittle, tired, and far more prone to injury. It doesn't show itself immediately. Maybe you feel a little thirstier than usual. Maybe your legs ache a little more after a short walk. Tiny signals easy to ignore until one day you realize the strength you once counted on has slipped through your fingers like sand. And all the while, you thought you were making the right choice. The betrayal of rotisserie chicken isn't about the bird itself. It's about what's done to it behind the scenes, where labels are vague and health halos are worn by foods that no longer deserve them. But don't worry. You don't have to give up convenience to protect your muscles. There are better options, simple tweaks that give you the protein your body truly needs without the hidden dangers. And in just a moment, we'll start pulling back the curtain on what real muscle-saving foods look like. But first, we need to expose one final protein source, one that pretends to be the safest choice of all, yet may be the most damaging if you're over 75. Let's keep going. And now we come to the final hidden danger. The one that feels the safest, the one that many seniors turn to without a second thought. Canned tuna. For years, canned tuna has been praised as the go-to source for lean, affordable, convenient protein. It's easy to store, quick to prepare, and carries the reputation of being a heart-healthy choice. But beneath that easy open lid, there's a problem few people talk about: mercury. Tuna, especially larger species like albacore and yellowfin, can contain high levels of mercury, a toxic heavy metal that accumulates over time in your body. And while small amounts might seem harmless, regular consumption builds up silently, slowly causing damage that can erode your strength from the inside out. Studies from the Environmental Health Perspectives Journal have shown that mercury exposure in older adults is linked to muscle weakness, poor coordination, and even faster onset of frailty syndrome. Mercury interferes with the way your muscles receive signals from the nervous system. Imagine trying to lift your legs, but the signal is delayed, distorted, or weakened. That's what mercury poisoning can feel like. But it creeps in so gradually that you might never even notice it happening until one day it's already stealing your balance, weakening your mobility, and threatening your independence. And the risk doesn't stop at your muscles. Mercury affects your brain too, impacting focus, memory, and even mood. When your cognitive function slips alongside your physical strength, the road back to confidence and independence becomes steeper and harder to climb. Here's the hardest part. Most people think they're doing something smart by eating canned tuna. They believe they're making a healthy, protein-packed choice, and sometimes for a while they are. But when tuna becomes a daily habit, without attention to variety or moderation, the hidden cost can be devastating. It's not necessarily about avoiding tuna entirely or eliminating it from your diet forever. Rather, it's about understanding the hidden risks, practicing moderation, limiting exposure, and consistently making smarter choices that truly support your body's changing needs after 75. When it comes to aging, well knowledge is your first defense. And every food decision you make can either support or sabotage your strength. Choose wisely, because when it comes to protecting your muscles and your mind, every decision matters, even the ones that seem small. And now that you know the 5 secret muscle saboteurs hiding in your everyday foods, the real question becomes, what can you eat to not just protect, but rebuild your strength? Because your story doesn't have to end with slow decline. It can begin again with new habits, new energy, and a body that feels powerful and capable no matter your age. In just a moment, we'll shift from warning signs to empowerment. The foods, the strategies, the simple daily choices that rebuild strength from the inside out. Stay with me, because the best part of this journey is just beginning. You've seen how strength can fade without warning. But here's what matters most. It's never too late to turn the tide. Your body even now holds an incredible power to heal, to rebuild, to grow stronger. And it doesn't require magic. It starts with simple choices made day by day. Wild-caught salmon brings not just rich protein, but omega-3s that calm inflammation and fuel muscle repair. A piece of grilled salmon, a simple salad, small meals with enormous power. Studies show seniors who nourish themselves with omega-3s regain more muscle mass even without intense workouts. That's not a theory. That's biology waiting to work for you. But food alone isn't enough. Movement breathes life into strength. It begins simply. Stand up from a chair without using your hands. At first, it might feel shaky. That's not weakness. That's your muscles waking up. Every rise, every effort tells your body, I still need you. Add short, steady walks down a hallway across the living room out to the mailbox. No race, no pressure, just momentum. Research shows even 15 minutes of walking a day can dramatically protect leg strength, balance, and independence. Alongside salmon, your muscles crave real allies. Leafy greens like spinach and kale fortify your bones from within, preventing the silent crumbling that makes strong muscles meaningless without a solid foundation. Beans humble, rich in fiber and iron, feed you slow, steady energy that keeps muscles firing long after processed foods would have left you weak. The steps aren't complicated. They're powerful because they're consistent. Every bite, every rise, every walk, every moment, you refuse to surrender the body that still belongs to you. Because strength isn't a memory, it's a decision. And your muscles even now are listening, waiting for the signal to rebuild. The choice is yours. And every small step forward is a victory already won. You started this journey today with a simple truth. The body changes, strength fades. But now you know that decline is not destiny, it's a call, a whisper from your own muscles, your own bones, your own heart, asking if you're still willing to fight for the life you deserve. And now you know how. Not through fear, not through regret, but through small, deliberate acts of nourishment, of movement, of belief. A piece of salmon, a handful of leafy greens, a steady walk around the house, A quiet promise whispered to yourself before rising from a chair. Without using your hands, I am still here. I am still strong. Because strength isn't about what you used to do. It's about what you choose to do next. And maybe today it's one extra step. Maybe tomorrow it's two. Maybe next week you realize you're standing taller, moving freer, smiling a little wider when you reach for the things you thought were slipping away. This is your moment not to look back and mourn what's lost, but to stand in today and claim what's still possible. Because strength after 75 isn't about age. It's about courage. It's about choosing to write a new chapter with every meal, every movement, every breath. And maybe, just maybe, you'll look back on this moment, not as the time you felt yourself grow weaker, but as the moment you decided to grow stronger. The choice is yours. Your body is ready to listen. The only question left is, what small step will you take?